Well, good morning, everybody. This is Judy Lager. We're going to be starting off our day with gentle yoga. So this is good for pretty much anybody, as long as you're comfortable with being able to get from the floor up and from standing back down to the floor. Just only to be able to stretch out those muscles, move them some, just give them some nice gentle energy, be able to use our breath through it, and just enjoy that process as we go through. If you've been sitting a lot, you may feel like you're feeling a little bit more stiff, or even with this weather, with, once again, the rain. That humidity and rain can sometimes create some achiness in that too, as we know. So just be as that. It's gentle yoga, so be gentle with yourself and give yourself some grace as we move through it, especially if you're feeling a little stiff. You can take our time with it, allow your body to go as far as it feels comfortable with going, and then just as it warms up, you might find that you can go a little bit farther in some of the movements and that, and just enjoy the process as we go. So we'll begin here just as we're seated, and I just want to, you can let your hands relax on the knees or palms up. I want you to take a nice big breath and start to lift your chest. Start to feel those shoulders stack over your hips. Exhale and soften those shoulders down. Good morning. And take another breath, lift the chin slightly, and then draw it back so that you feel like the ears are stacked over your shoulders. And this is a good sitting posture. You're just going to start to feel your core draw in just a little bit. And from here, we'll start to breathe. I want you to start with breathing in through the nose and out through the nose right now. Just start to notice where you feel your breathing coming from or where it's going to. You want that breath to be down low, not up high. If it's up high, then you're starting to, this is where your fight or flight or stress breathing is from. And we want to be able to relax our nervous system. So we start down belly, and then we expand it out to the sides. And then you feel it opening up and softening. And from here, where you can start with the inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Now as it just fills up side to side, I also want it to feel like it's lifting, so you're creating more space underneath that diaphragm. In the inhale, moving that breath down into the pelvic region. We need that breath to really open up those spaces, freshen up those areas that may still be clogged, especially if we haven't been doing enough deep breathing. And you can do this throughout the day, in just a couple of breaths at a time, just to open things up. Release some staleness. And let's just do two more like that. And just whatever pops into your mind, what is it that you want your intention to be today for your class? And maybe it is just to release some of those stiff muscles. Maybe it's to relieve a little bit of stress. Whatever it is, that's fine. Good. So as we relax, let's just extend those legs in front first. Give them a shake. Wake them up a little bit. Just feel the calves and the hamstrings just land on your mat or the floor. And then we're just going to take our ankles and just roll them. And then just pick another direction. And then pull those feet in, flexing the feet so you really feel a stretch that moves through the calf, and maybe finding its way all the way up the backs of the legs. And then we're going to point the toes so that we feel the stretch come across the front and the shins. Pull it in. Extend. Pull it in again. And extend. Now we're still trying to draw that core in and keep the shoulders stacked above your hips. So we maintain that posture. Once more, we'll draw in flexing feet and then pointing them away. From here, we're just going to take the knees up. And walk it forward a little bit. Bring the hands back so it's supporting you. And all we're going to do is take those knees. Now there's a little bit of space, and we're just going to sort of slowly windshield wipe them from side to side. This will help with loosening up your hips. For me, I've been doing some new things as well. Just trying to create some variety, and because I've been slacking in some of my exercise, probably as a lot of you probably have as well. So just incorporating in whenever I can, and even if it's only for a few minutes, but my muscles are telling me that I haven't done as much. Let's do one more on each side. Gonna bring them on back. Now let's tuck those knees in. Let's come onto all fours. Now from here, if you have a block or two, mine are hiding somewhere, I know they are, you can have those around by the side. As we come into all fours, bring the shoulders above the wrists and the knees back underneath the hips, so you have a nice neutral back. Your eyes should be just slightly ahead so that the chin isn't dropping down. So if you're finding that you're looking straight down to your thumbs, I just want you to lift your head a little bit. And here we're just coming into some cat-cow. So as you breathe in, I want you to lift the chin, arch the back in one direction, and as you exhale out, rounding that back as the chin drops in towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale big. Using that exhalation through the mouth, inhale through the nose. Exhale big. Breathe in. And then let it go. Let's do two more. And one more time. Exhale. Coming into a neutral back here. Just going to take your left arm and your right leg, and we're just going to extend it back. Now I want you to just find a little core lifting. You can pull your leg up off the ground if you'd like. Just creating length and stability here. And then bring it back. Let's come to the other side. So you may find that extending the arm first, setting the balance, and then lifting the leg off works better. Bring it in. Let's do it one more on each side. Start to feel those quads engage to lift up that leg and hold it in for you. And one more time to the other side. And back in. Now from here, I'd just like you to tuck your toes. We're going to walk it back. Walk the hands out to the hips. Now we can come into camel pose from here. Hands to hips. Flexing those toes just gives those feet a little bit more of a stretch, especially if you've even had plantar fasciitis. Flexing the toes, allowing those muscles to release a little bit. So, hands to hips. Squeeze the glutes. You're going to feel those hips press forward just a little bit, opening up the front of the body. Lift the chest and chin, eyes to the ceiling. Exhale, relax the shoulders down. Engaging the glutes will help with not only opening up through the hip area, but also strengthening and protecting that lower back as we lift up to the ceiling. One more breath in. As we breathe out, chin drops to chest. We start to come forward into all fours. We're going to now come into downward facing dog. So as the hands come forward, toes stay tucked. So we can pick the knees up and slowly lift those hips up and back into downward dog. From here, all we're going to do is walk our feet so one foot presses down as the other one lifts away. And then switching. And just start to switch from side to side at your own pace. just for a little bit. We'll come back into downward dog, both heels down. Right foot lifts up for three-legged dog. Just allow it to stretch. You can point the toes if you'd like, and then bring it back. We'll do the same on the left side. And bring it back. And we're going to walk those feet forward. Bring them underneath our hips. Big breath out. Standing fold. Breath in lifts through the hips and belly. Breath out allows the upper body to hang like a rag doll. So bending through the knees. Letting the belly rest on the thighs. Then bend the knees a little bit more, dropping those hips. We're going to roll up into mountain pose. So as you come up, shoulders go back, down, palms open up, facing the front. Inhale, reaching hands overhead. Bending the knees, we fold. Breath in comes into our flat back, so hands to shins, chest extends above the floor. As we exhale, we fold once again. Bend the knees a lot. We're going to roll all the way back up into mountain pose. Take your time, shoulders back, palms open. Let's do that again. Extended mountain, pressing palms together overhead as we look up. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down, bending the knees. Inhale into your flat back. Exhaling into your fold. As you bend the knees even more, hips more, we roll all the way slowly back up into mountain pose. Shoulders back over your hips, palms facing forward. Right arm reaches up overhead. And as you breathe out, coming into a standing side bend. Let's switch. Left arm reaches up. Exhaling into your side bend. The arms circle all the way back behind you. You're going to roll those shoulders back as the arms lengthen down to lift the chest up one more time. And release. Coming back into your mountain pose. Shoulders back, palms face open, chin up. We look forward. I just want you to feel how anchored you are on the ground on your mat. So we feel the balls of our feet pressing into the mat and then allowing our heels to do the same so it's even and very grounded. You may find you have to have a small bend in those knees, that's fine. I want you to just feel very strong and anchored here. Then hands come to heart. We're going to turn. And then we're going to start by coming into our warrior two. So stepping it wide. First, I want you to pick up your right toes and turn them outward. From here, you can walk it out a little bit farther so that as you bend your right knee, it stays over the ankle. Now, you may feel like you're starting to turn. I want you to then try and open it up. So we're going to work on opening up through the hips. Because if we've been sitting a lot, they're contracted, and we want them to open up and relax, and then take the arms, extend them out wide. And take a nice breath in, shift the weight back so you feel more coming into the back foot, grounding you. Then allowing those eyes maybe to look forward over the front fingertips. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Start to feel the energy in the lower body as it grounds, becomes solid. Now take a nice breath in, and as we do, we're going to reach the arms overhead and straighten out your right leg. As you breathe out, we're going to come back to warrior two. Breathe in, let's do that again. Open up. Exhale into warrior two. We'll do that one more time. All the way up. Exhale into warrior two. Some hands come to heart, and we just straighten that leg out. So we're keeping it wide still. Toes are pointed out. Some arms are going to come long. We're going to reach forward, creating a triangle. So as that right hand drops down, that left hand can come to your hip if you'd like. What we want to do is try and open your left shoulder up to the ceiling. You can bend the leg if you need to. Use that block. If you're comfortable with bringing the arm overhead, we can open up the upper body even more. Or wrap it around the back to just feel that shoulder blade move. Whatever is going to work this morning is what's best. So allow once again, your feet to stay anchored just like they did in Warrior 2. 2 more breaths. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bend your right leg. Hand lifts up onto the thigh. Extended warrior. Now from here, arm can stay here. It can stay here. Or it can reach. Again, we want to try and open that left hip if we can. Create length if you're taking the arm overhead. Slowly straighten it out. Bring the foot so their feet are parallel to each other, hands to heart. Breathe. And walk it in slightly if you'd like. And then we'll do the same on the left side. So we turn that foot out. And we begin to bend the left leg so that the knee stays stacked over your ankle. Arms can extend as you are ready. Reaching. Anchoring. You can look forward, right over those front fingertips if you'd like. Take a nice exhale and allow your shoulders to soften. As you breathe in, I want you to shift the weight back so that back foot picks up some of that strong tension and off the front of the foot so the weight becomes centered and grounded. As we breathe in, we're going to straighten that leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, float it back down to Warrior 2. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale, let it go. Lengthen the arms. One more breath in. Breath out as we find our way back to Warrior 2 one last time. Straightening that leg, hands come to heart first. Now feet are staying in the same position, giving the shoulders a break, opening them up. We're going to come back to our triangle pose. So we push the hip back from here, so we're reaching, allowing that hand to come straight down. Now as your right shoulder lifts, again you have your option of coming here, drawing it back, wrapping the hand behind you, or just landing it on the hip. You can have a micro bend or as much bend as you need into the standing front leg. You can use your block if you like to, if you're building depth on your triangle and you find that you don't want to hold on to the leg. The block is great. More breaths. Breathe in. Let it go. Try and keep that tension away from the shoulders. As Sometimes we're trying too hard and it just automatically shows up. One more. As you exhale, bending the leg, come back to your warrior two. Breathe in, straighten the leg, hands come together. Pick up that left foot, face them in, walk them in so that they're not as far apart. Bring them back underneath your hips. Mountain pose. Hands pressing lightly in towards each other. And back just a little bit. There we go. From here, let's play with a little balance. So, that right leg, just want you to put the toe on the ground. Bring the left arm out for balance. Can you bring the right hand underneath that leg? Now here's where I want you to ground into that left leg really, really firmly so that you feel like it's anchoring you. And try and make that right foot as light as possible. So that toe may be just barely touching the floor. You may find you can lift it off a little bit. Just play. Touch down wherever you need it. Allow that right leg to ground, land. Good. Let's try the other side. So we shift the weight onto that right leg. Maybe you bend the leg a little bit. We begin to bend the left leg so that we're coming up onto our toes. The right arm extends for counterbalance. Allow that weight to get shifted. Left hand underneath that thigh. Allowing that toe to get lighter and lighter. Maybe pulling it a little bit off the ground. And let it land. Nice. Let's try variation on warrior three here. So you can do it along the mat. I'm going to do it, I'll do it sideways so we can see a little bit. Alright, so right leg is in front, we're going to step the left leg back. Hands are going to come to your hip. So you're bending that left leg, moving from the hips, bringing the upper body forward. So we're feeling that forward motion. Left leg, the toe, once again, is as light as possible. We try and lift it off the ground. If you need to, the arms open up. You feel that that's better for your warrior three. Touch it back. Come into a lunge. Let's move slowly. Hands to hips. Chest lifts. Playing with our balance in a couple of different ways here today. Stepping in so the feet come back to mountain pose. And we'll do the other side. So playing with the different ranges of balance, because we know in real life if we fall, we're going to fall forward, so warrior three can help us with adjusting that. So we move back, same thing. So right foot steps back, left leg bends. We start to shift the upper body weight forward. Letting the balance come into your right leg, left leg rather, standing, and then the right leg starts to float off the ground. Again, hands to hips or open wide. The body's going to try and make continual adjustments to do that. And then as we step back, we're going to come into that little lunge. Take your time. Center that weight just like we've done before. Lift the chest, lift the eyes. Settle into your lunge. As the eyes come forward, relax and step your right foot in. Did it. Nice job. Nice job. Take a big breath in and reach up. Exhale, float the hands forward towards the floor, bending those knees as we fold. Breathe in, coming into your flat back. Breathing out, we fold once again. Let's remember, I just want you to hang like that ragdoll one more time. Allowing to create some space through each vertebrae. As gravity gently opens it up. As you're ready, hands plant. And we're going to find our way down to our mat. So whatever way comes down, whether it's coming to kneeling first, dropping the hips to the side, just come on down as you're ready. And just come into a nice relaxed crisscross, right leg in front. Taking a nice big breath once again, aligning our shoulders and our hips, our chin and our ears. Take a couple of breaths here as those hips begin to relax. Now if you need to sit under the block to lift your hips up, please do. You feel that your hips are really tight, because some people's are. Having that elevation just allows those hips to be able to fall a little more naturally. Now from here we're going to take a big breath in, open the arms. As you exhale, we're going to twist to our left, allowing that right hand to cross over. Now just start by looking to the side, right straight ahead to the wall. Feel that the right arm lengthen. And then using your back hand to just gently allow that upper body support as it also lengthens. As you breathe out, maybe you find that you can evolve your twist to look farther back. Bring ourselves back to the center. We're going to extend the legs out in front just a little bit, shake them out. Maybe roll through those ankles real briefly, and then we're just going to bring the bottoms of the feet together into a butterfly. And we're just going to loosen up a little bit so you can just let your arms relax on the legs. And we're just going to start moving to the right and just creating a small circle. So we're moving from the hips and then pulling it back. You drop the chin as you come forward, and then lift the chin as you come back. So again, doing this at your own pace. You don't want to get dizzy. Just want to try and release and create some mobility through the spine and the hips. Let's do it once more around. And then come on back. Good, let's come forward. So dropping chin to chest, rounding the back. And then slowly rolling the shoulders back and up. Dropping chin, we come forward. Begin to roll the shoulders back, chin lifts. Chin drops as we exhale. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back to come up. And once more, chin comes forward. Roll the shoulders back as eyes gaze moves up. And come to the center. Find our center of gravity. This time we're going to move from left to right. So just rolling through, dropping chin, lifting chin as you open up to the back, dropping chin as you come forward. So breathing out as you start to curl towards the feet. And breathing in as you push it back and look up. Let's do it one more time around. Looking up, shoulders down, and back to center. Let's switch our feet. So if you had whatever foot you had in front first, let's bring the other one. Centering, take a nice breath in, opening the arms. As we exhale, we're going to revolve into our twist, letting that left arm extend over your leg. So again, as you're looking towards the wall, soften your shoulders. Let that tension drop away. You can evolve your twist to look farther back, please do. As we come out of our twist, let's come back to the center. As we unravel the legs this time, they're just going to come wide. So we're opening them up as wide as we can. You can flex the feet if you'd like, or not. Or just pull up the sits bones and just draw them back a little bit. So moving those butt cheeks so that the hips are feeling a little bit more grounded. Then we're just going to reach to our right. Reach to our right, letting the hand come back behind you. Hand can come to the inside of the leg if you'd like. You can stay as high as you need to, just trying to keep that upper body lifted. If you're comfortable with reaching farther, you can. Nice breath here, slow and even. 2 more breaths. Last inhale. As you exhale, we're going to release that hand from behind us. Walk it up, and then we're going to just turn to our right. So each hand can be on either side of the leg or on the leg itself. Breathe in. Now you can soften the toes if you'd like this time. Exhale, just lengthen forward. Trying to get parallel to the leg or just following the line. Gently easing it up. We'll do the same thing on our left side. So if you want to flex the feet, we're just going to let that left hand come along the side. Right arm comes to the back. Chest stays long. You start to reach. I want you to take your right shoulder and roll it back behind you. Just trying to keep the shoulders across the front open. So if it means that you have to stay higher to do so, then do. One more breath here. As you exhale, we gently release that right hand, bring it around. Now as we turn towards that left leg, again, you can keep the hands along the leg, or you can walk them to the floor, and we just gently move forward. Just trying to follow the line of your leg. Not forcing anything, we're just trying to gently open it up. You might find with each exhale, you can move a little bit farther. With a slow breath in, we slide ourselves back up to seated, walk the legs in. We've got a few minutes to come into our relaxation. So as you do, you can stay seated or support yourself to roll back all the way onto your mat. First thing I want you to do is just allow your upper body to sink into it. Knees can be bent at the moment. I just want you to try and soften through those shoulders so as the palms face the ceiling, it allows them to open up, and giving them more space. And start to feel your lower body. You can extend the legs if you'd like, allowing them to relax. Probably just going to roll open and release through the hips. Use your first few exhales to start to just feel yourself ground into your mat, finding its space, allowing that mat to almost create like a memory foam, finding the shape of your body and allowing it to just melt into it. The eyelids become very soft as they close and meet. And soon your breath becomes invisible. It's doing what it always does. Moving in and out on its own. As you lay there, just do a quick check lightly over your body to see if you find any areas that still may be holding on to some tension or feeling a little tight. And then allow your breath to move there and gently release it. Maybe it's just a slight change in position. quietness to find its way into every nook and cranny of your body. Allowing that focus to just be on that breath as it very gently moves in and out. Inspire. Instead of letting your hardships and failures discourage or exhaust you, let them inspire you. Michelle Obama. What are you learning right now? Is it to be more patient, more kind, or more present? And are you loving yourself through your struggles or failures right now? Or are you punishing yourself for doing it wrong? Take every hardship and know that you are being tempered like steel. On the other side of this journey, commit to being stronger, more resilient, and shining like a well-honed sword that has been strengthened in the heat of the fire. Start to bring the awareness back to your breath. You feel it moving in through the nose, allowing that body to expand. And as you exhale, allowing it to settle back. Creating a little more fullness with each breath. Start to bring some gentle movements back into your fingers and toes. Allow the extremities to just draw some gentle energy with that breath. Wherever you are, you can just extend the legs, reaching the arms overhead, giving yourself a full body stretch. Slowly bring the arms forward. Knees can come into chest if you'd like, giving yourself a hug, or rolling over onto your right side. Take a couple of breaths right there. You've got your knees hugged in. You can just gently rock from side to side, maybe massaging those hips. And then as you're ready, working your way back up to a seated position. Thank you for being here this morning, or whenever you come. I'm glad that you made it and you stayed and gave yourself a little bit of some me time that's gentle and soothing and good for the body. Hopefully during this time also that we're learning to appreciate some of the things maybe that we've forgotten, and a new appreciation for how things are just sort of evolving and looking forward to a new normal, not necessarily wanting to fall back on what we consider to be the old normal. So until next week, I hope you have a fabulous weekend and week, and I am excited to see you then. So let's take one more breath together, arms press, lift overhead, pressing palms together, hands float back to our hearts one more time. Until next week, namaste. Thank you.